The science fiction fans may have already been familiar with the word and the name space elevator, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's totally impossible with today's technology, but a pair of scientists think they have found an alternative, a moon elevator or a rope car to the moon, and it's slightly less insane technically. The idea of the space elevator or the rope car first explored in details by author Clarke in his novel The Fountains of Paradise. It's essentially a tower so tall it reaches space. The fact is simple is that this tower would need to be strong to support its own weight. What if I say we can build it within this technology which we have now and within few years time? The two astronomers from Cambridge and Columbia universities think they have got an alternative. They call it the Spaceline, or we can call it as a rope car in space. The secret is abandoning the entire concept of anchoring the space elevator to the surface of the Earth. Instead, they propose a tower or a cable extending the other direction from the surface of the moon to the geosynchronous orbit of our planet Earth. Unsurprisingly, this idea has been put out there before as early as 70s, but as Zapper Penoyer and Emily Stanford put it in their paper. In other words, others have suggested it before, but they did the math and it actually works out, and it might only cost about a few $1 billion. The Spaceline would be more like a skyhook than a tower, a thin, strong piece of material that extends about 225,000 miles from the surface of the moon to a safe distance above the planet Earth, where it won't interfere with satellites or encounter our pesky atmosphere. Anyone interested in going to the moon would simply launch to correct orbit height and sync up with the tip of a space line, where there would be a station of some kind. From there they could use a solar powered propulsion to zip along the line, no fuel required anyway. At the other end they simply slow down and have a soft landing at the orbit of lunar, or whatever the surface facility we put onto the regolith. Importantly, the Spaceline would pass through the Earth-Moon long-range point, where there is effectively zero gravity and no other physical interference, making construction and storage a snap. It sounds nicer than tiny lunar gateway that NASA has planned. While the researchers say this is not ideal theocrafting, it is most certainly is, with a caveat that the theory is more realistic than a famously unrealistic one no one takes seriously.